guys, how you all doing? Welcome in. Hope you've all had a good day. So yeah, may do a few exercises later, but I did like a full body workout yesterday. But yeah, I'll just see what I feel like. But hello, Lewis. So yeah, so I was basically just looking through some messages. I was talking about that Abby. Looking back through messages that had been sent back and forth, and I could just go and expose everything, like that she is basically, she was actually like, the way that she was talking to me, and that she's got a partner, so, yeah. It was, we were like, because she told me she had a partner, but we were like still flirting with each other, and that was going on for a while. But then I got to a point where I was like, hang on, didn't you say you had a partner? And then she was like, yeah, but I hope we can still meet or something. Because I remember it was her that suggested meeting me first. So I was like starting to get invested in her, and she was like showing strong signs of interest. I was going back through messages, and I don't know, it was just, I don't know, she might show up tonight, but I saw her in another live that I was in, and I'm totally shocked. Yeah. It's just, I don't know what's going on. Is it just with a guy that she's not really into now, and she's like, I don't know why you would be doing that. Hi, Alan. Good evening to you. Hope all is well. But it just ended up leaving me really confused, because I'm like, because she was saying, oh, I've got a partner, but then at the same time she seemed to be really into me, and I'm like, so what are you going to do then? You're going to dump this guy and get with me? But then and then it ended up being where she was like, oh, I can't get with you, I've got a partner. And I'm like, well, that's not my problem. Like, you need to sort that out then, because either you get rid of the guy, or you just end up kind of just don't talk to me then, because I don't want to be in that situation. Yeah, she's not been for a few days, but she just started coming back to the lives. Like, she was on the Yogi's live, and then I was asking her about if she's cancelled my membership, and she was like, oh, something's happened to my bank, and she said she'll sort it out tomorrow or something. I asked her if she'd be coming to my live tonight, and she said she'll try and make it. So I don't know, maybe we'll see her, but I'm like, it's just, you can't be doing that. You can't be just, like, if you are with somebody that you don't really love, then you need to end it. You need to put that person out of their misery. It's the right thing to do, even if it seems harsh. But what's worse is actually pretending to be in love with somebody that you're not, while secretly being into somebody else. I don't think that is fair, is it? Because some of the messages that we would send each other, you would think that she was single, like, and she was just talking to me, like, or that I was her boyfriend, if anything. Yeah, thank you, Lewis. So I was out busking today. I might talk a bit more about that, but something crazy happened earlier. But yeah, I don't know. Just I think that's misleading. Yeah, I know that she said she had a partner, and I should have just probably cut her off. But I think what it was, right, I didn't want to just like stop talking to her, because I felt that would probably be mean, and it was like, but she should have probably just like told me straight up. Like, why didn't she just tell me when like I was you could say, well, maybe it was just that she didn't want to like publicize it, but she should have just told me like straight up, like, why did you want to? Why would you even want to? Hello, Jennifer, how you doing? Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. She should just be with you. Yeah, I mean, like, she shouldn't be with this guy that she's not interested in. Like, unless you could say, well, maybe there's something going on and it's complicated or something, and you can't just leave. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I try to kind of like be like, I don't know, like, it's like maybe there's something going on that I don't know about, and that it's like some people are trapped kind of thing, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, is it lift weights? It always cheers me up. Yeah, I do like resistance training. Yeah. So basically, I don't know what's going on, like, and she just seems to have gone a bit, I don't know. Like, to be fair, I ended up kind of getting more aggressive at her, because I'm like, you know, it's just, why are you messing around like this? Like, if it's like you have to just like, like, either you just don't talk to me, like, or you just like dump this guy and get with me. Like, it's like they want their cake and eat it. Some people, like, it's like, I don't know. You can't just be like leading somebody on and making them think that you love them and all that, because something clearly is off. Like, because she used to seem like she would talk to me more than her own fucking partner. And I'm like, what is up with that? And then I'm assuming she lives with some guy. If you call someone your partner, then that means you're probably living with them. So where the fuck is he? She would never talk about the guy. So, I mean, am I going crazy here? But no, I'm not going crazy. They're the ones that are crazy. It's unfair and misleading to lead you on like that, Jamie. Yeah. But hello to you, Boxed by Burgers. Hope all is well. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here, people. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, it's just really confusing. I'm like, clearly this guy, she's not interested in him, really. Hello, Shun. Hope all is well. Like, why would you, like, have this guy that you need to then talk to some other guy? It's like, that doesn't sound right to me. Where is this guy? Like, where is he? Like, he's not really, doesn't seem to really be present that much, does he? I mean, why isn't she like involving him in her videos and things like that? You know, why isn't he supporting her on with the fitness and stuff like that? And you think she might come on with him maybe, and even encourage him to get into things. And it's like, what is going on there? You know, clearly there's something not right there. It's like it's like me and her would have been a way better match. Like, we're both on the same page in a lot of ways, and she's with this fucking dweeby nerd guy, from what I've seen of him. Just looks so awkward. Him standing next to her, it's like, just doesn't look right at all. And I'm like, I'm supposed to just be friends with her, like, when it's like, why hasn't she like introduced me to her partner then? Just seems a bit weird that. Why just be all so secretive? Because I think it was first time I was on a call with her, and then or a second time, whatever it was, and she was like, oh, I need to get off now, my partner's just arrived. And I'm like, why do you have to get off just as your partner arrived? Why don't you bring him on the call with you? You know, it's like, I think you would have been better matched to her as well. Yeah, so what is going on? It's like a double life thing, and it's like, I understand that you might feel like you can't get out of the situation, but it's like, you got to think about what's the right thing to do in your head. It's like, I think maybe it's just some people, they think too much with their heart, but they don't think about their head with their head and think, what is the right thing to do for everybody? Because if you're with a guy, you don't love him, it's not fair on that guy, because you can't genuinely love that guy and then talk to someone else. So you're not giving your partner really the love and affection that he needs. You should be getting with someone else then, shouldn't he? Yeah, exactly. She should have included her boyfriend if there wasn't anything to it. Yeah, exactly. Because what I would say, right, to anybody is a red flag if your girlfriend has a male friend and she never, hello mum, if she never includes him, you know, like into like your, and like for example, like if you're talking, yeah, so you have this girlfriend that was a guy, and then she said, oh, I've got this male friend that she only ever talked to him when she's not with you. Sounds sus, that, doesn't it? This is deep, brother. Yeah, I know, but this is real life, you know? This shit happens all the fucking time. And, yeah, it's just not fair, is it? But, I don't know, it's like, because I understand that it's like they're looking for a way out or something, but it's like, but then at the same time, it's like, well, if you're looking for a way out, then you should just cut it off with that guy, then. It's like, but it's like, it's almost as though, like, because I was giving her validation and all that sort of stuff, then it was, maybe that was enough for her that, they're giving her attention, and then she can stay with this guy, but then get the attention from the guy that she's actually interested in. So she kind of has this sort of like, where she has her needs met from this kind of loser guy, but then she gets her kind of like primal needs met from this sort of like guy that she's really interested in. Do you get me? So, but it's like you can't have it both ways. Hello, nice boy, how you doing? Because you're just, yeah, it's not fair, is it? And ultimately, you'd be much better off being with the guy that you're actually interested in and just cutting off the guy that you don't want to be with. I know it can be a difficult decision to make, but why just string that guy along and then you're not happy with him, really? Clearly. I mean, she was literally said she wanted to meet a while ago. I was looking through WhatsApp messages. It was actually her that suggested meeting me. And she was like, oh, we should meet up someday. And we was even arranging a time where we was going to meet up and all this shit. And so she seemed very like keen on meeting me and all this shit. And I was looking at some of the messages, and it was very much suggestive that she was really into me, like the flirting stuff that she would do. So I remember like she would even like go on about like my abs and stuff like that. It was just like, this isn't something that you would do with just like a friend. Why don't you shunt her, turn the tables, treat them mean and all that jazz? Yeah, I don't like doing that shit, but I'm like, I started getting kind of mean at the end, and I'm like, just kind of like, I've just ended up blocking her off all the stuff now, and I'm like, but I did start kind of getting a bit kind of, maybe I got even a bit too mean at one point, where I kind of, but I don't like doing that shit, but I'm like, if I feel like I'm being messed around, then I'm like, I'm not going to put up with that shit. So, yeah. Become a player. I don't want to be a player, though. I don't like doing that shit. Hello, Sally, not seen you for ages. Sounds like you dodged the psycho. I mean, she doesn't seem like one, that's the thing, but it's like, you just don't know what people's real intentions are, though, do you? Like, I don't want to be like a player. It's just not in my nature to be like that. It seems like a lot of these guys become players as more of a reaction, really, but deep down, it's just they've been hurt, and it's just. Lewis says maybe it wasn't meant to be, Jamie. Well, it's just it just leaves you feeling confused and just like, what was all that about? Like, Yeah, I mean, but it's like I don't not necessarily be a nice guy, but just be a good guy. Like it's usually the fucking fucked up ones that want the bad guys. It's like if they want a bad guy, then it probably means they don't respect themselves. Why would you want a woman that doesn't respect themselves? You know? So yeah, if you find that you're it's like if you find that you can only attract the women that want bad boys, then maybe you have to take a look in the mirror and be like, okay, well, does that mean I'm only attracting women that don't respect themselves? Because if you respect yourself, you don't want a guy who is gonna treat you like shit. Like if you're a healthy woman, you want a guy who actually treats you well, not too well, and not, of course, has boundaries. It's like you have to just treat people fair. Like you have to be nice when it's warranted, kind of thing, and when means when it's anyway. Yeah. It's like she was coming across nice. I've been on the calls with her a lot actually, and she was actually helping me get. There was this toxic ex thing that I was with as well, and she was like helping me through all that situation. And like I remember I was on a long phone call after it all happened, where I broke up with this other woman, and she was like, we were all kind of like just saying shit about this woman who was just really, really horrible. Like she was just really nasty. It was just a horrible experience. But she was kind of like caught in the crossfire of it, because this woman that I was on about, this other woman, right? She basically tried to kind of kept on like insinuating that like there was something going on with me and Abby, and I was like, "There's nothing going on." Yeah, we were talking before that, but it's like she has a partner, so I was like, okay, well that's not going to go anywhere. So I started talking to this other woman, but then she didn't like that this Abby was in the picture, so she was getting all really trying to be controlling about that and saying, "Oh, can you block Abby?" And I ended up blocking her because she was getting all upset about it, and I was like, so I blocked her off everything, and then it was like, apart from the only thing I didn't block her on was my phone number. Yeah, the one I met on TikTok. Well, both of them I've met on TikTok actually. That's where we all met each other. Yeah, the one from Sweden, yeah, and she was an absolute fucking nutcase. Possibly the worst person I've ever met online. It was so horrible. It was the level of like mind games and shit. It was just no, it nearly gave me a panic attack. I was just so stressed with it all. It was just so. It just left me feeling kind of like, yeah, it's just so like. It was just such what a ride that was, I mean, yeah, surely there was good times in it where it felt like I finally found the person that was meant to be with and all that, but it just turned out that she was an absolute freak. Yeah, I might do some stuff later, but it's just like, when I was going back through the messages, like there's a long list of messages that with this Abby that was just so she like got me like hooked onto her, and all right, she seemed controlling, that woman from Sweden. Yeah, absolutely a freak, that person. Why, was you on my TikTok at the time or something, or what? Did you meet me off TikTok? I can't remember, but that but I never had a problem with that Abby. But it's just but it's like something ain't right. Like it's like there's something just off with the whole thing, and I don't know. I wanted to talk about it because I'm like, just to hear other people's opinions and stuff, and because then when you just feel like you're alone, then you just can be like, you have thoughts running through your mind and stuff, and it's like, I mean, I can't really go through the messages right now because I'm on my phone and it's on my phone, so unless I could get WhatsApp some other way, but it's like, but yeah, it's just, there's a lot of messages that we send to each other that was, I think it's good to talk about things like this, Jimmy, yeah. Yeah, it's, she would like, for example, like I said, she would say, not gonna lie, your abs look great, and stuff like that. She would compliment me, things like that, and I'm like, that's not something you would say to a friend, really, is it? So it started getting me thinking, oh, well, maybe actually she does want to get with me. Maybe maybe she's just not, there's nothing really going on with her partner anymore, and maybe he's out of the picture, or she's planning on leaving the guy. I don't know. So I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's just a really, like, it's just shit, isn't it? But yeah, it's been a while, Sally Jane. Anyway, not seen you around for ages, but yeah, I hope everything's well with you. Anyway, share the live, guys, if you can, please. That'll be really appreciated. Yeah, but it's just I don't know. It's just that she was like basically telling me she wanted to meet me, but now she's saying that she can't because she's got a partner. But she said she had a partner, but then she said she wanted to meet me. So I'm like, okay then. But it just like, I mean, I probably should have just like cut her off straight away. But I guess I didn't want to be horrible and just cut her off. But then over time I was like, you know what, this doesn't feel right to me, like this, that I don't want to just be friends with her when it was like, it seemed like this was supposed to go somewhere else, and it's like, it's just a really messed up situation. Yeah, it is disheartening, isn't it? But I guess it's just a learning experience, isn't it? You know, it's something that you can learn from, that if they say they've got a partner, then probably just don't even entertain them. Probably just best thing to do, because why are they even talking to you if they've got a partner? Unless they're with their partner and you actually see that partner, why are they doing things in secret? I don't really even go to bars and shit. I'm not even really looking for anyone right now. I'm just kind of like, it's just that I'll do like talks online and stuff, and I would like kind of just talk to females and just kind of like see where things go. I'm not really kind of putting any pressure on that stuff right now, because I'm like, they'll say that it'll happen when it's meant to happen, and I'm like, it's just not good when you get in like led on and all that, and you just confuses you thinking that you have a future with somebody. When the freaking connection again, right? But yeah, it's just it is what it is. I don't know. I don't even drink anyway. I don't really go out drinking, so, but maybe I could just like go to music events at some point, but it's not really something I really do that much. Sometimes it's better to meet online rather than messing about in person. Well, it depends really, because I'd say sometimes it's the opposite, because online it's like a lot of times people will mess you around to never end up meeting you. Like they'll just keep stringing you along. But I think the best thing to do, if you're talking to someone online, within the first few messages there should be a meetup already planned. If you like each other, you like what you see, that you have mutual interest, then you should be arranging a meetup to then find out if you actually really like each other. Otherwise, you're just wasting each other's time. And not to Leeds, no, I went to York. Yeah, I was in York Centre, and I'll tell you about some crazy shit that happened today, right? Because I was fucking fuming today, right? So what happened? I was in the middle of my busking session, yeah, and make sure you like the live, guys. So I was in the middle of my busking session, right, and my dad kept trying to fucking ring me up, yeah, and I'm like, he says, ring me, and I'm like, I can't, I'm busy, and then he says, I know, like, get home before you get arrested. And I'm like, so I ring him up quickly, and I was like, what are you on about? I'll get arrested. And he was like, what are you doing? Like, go out busking, and you need a license. I'm like, no, I don't. Not in York anyway. It's like, and it's like, oh, and you've been doing all this, getting free food off this app. And it's like, I'm just like concerned, like, what is going on? And it's like, I'm thinking, mind your own fucking business. Like, what are you thinking? Like, what is going on? Like, why is he so bothered? It's like, it's probably her. It's probably my fucking stepmother. I don't know. Why is he? It just doesn't seem right. Like, what? I'm a 29-year-old guy. I'm gonna be 30 this year. It's kind of embarrassing, isn't it? Really, when you got a parent like that that's like, oh, why? And he was saying something like, oh, like, busking's only for down and out people or something like. Yeah, all right, mum, life, how you doing? Yeah, no, it doesn't even sound like my dad saying that. It sounds like her, like the controlling kind of. It's like just the kind, not controlling, but just like the paranoid kind of, just like the overprotective kind of shit that she would do. And it's like, what are you on about? You can't do it in York. It's like, he was saying, no, it's only down and out people that do that. Like, no, there's some successful people that do that make their living doing that shit. It's like, do you not know that? It's like, some people just like to do it. Some people are performers. They're good at doing their craft, and that's what they do for a living. You wouldn't have been arrested at all, busket. I know. It's just bullshit. What's the worst that can happen? You probably just end up getting a fine if you're causing any like nuisance. Usually they'll just tell you to move on if there's any like problems. That's awful, Jerry. Sorry to hear this. Yeah, I was like trying to ring you up, but you declined. But I understand you've been. Yeah, it's just absolutely just like Ed Sheeran was a busker. Yeah, it's like people. It seems like people have like look down on like street performers, isn't it? Like oh, why don't you get a real job? It's that kind of like mentality that people have, where it's like unless you're like a contracted musician, let's say, you're signed up to a record company. Unless you're that, then you're not then that's not a real job or whatever. But it's like, because some might see it as like, oh, it's glorified begging or whatever. No, you're providing a service to the public. You are providing entertainment, and people are, like voluntarily contributing to that if they want to see it. It's that simple. It would be like if someone does streaming online and then they're getting paid to do that. Some people make a living from getting tips on there, like YouTube streamers, Twitch streamers, and whatever. Sorry to hear you going through stuff, Jamie. Hope it goes well. Yeah, thank you for that. What was your name again? Was it not Kayla, was it? Yeah. So thank you. Dag does things a bit black and white, a bit based off his own ideals. Wouldn't let it bother you, chicken. Yeah, I know. It's just that's the problem with some people, where it's like, because they have their own ideals, that they can't see that your ideals are different. Like what your kind of meaning of life and whatever is, and what you want to get out of life. It's like some people want to kind of like project their own sort of you climb the career ladder or whatever crap, or it's like not everyone wants to do that. Okay, not Kayla, Carly. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, yeah. It was just because I remember I was like, that was my guess, but it was wrong. That's why. What would he say if he heard you was going solo camping? Well, this is the thing, because I haven't even told him about that. Because I know that it would be more her that would be like freaking out over it. And I'm like, yeah, because it's like I've got these these solar panels, and I'm like, they don't even know I've got any of this stuff, because I'm like, if I start telling them about shit, then it's like they'll start freaking out, and I'm like, I'm just trying to plan things out and make sure that I've got all my T's crossed and I's dotted and all that. And yeah, it's just yeah, it's either, I don't know, it's either my own fucking family, or it's some fucking issue with some woman or something. I don't know. Hello, Mark. How are you doing? So yeah, I was just talking about that stuff again with that Abby. Yeah, I was going through fucking WhatsApp messages and just reminding myself of like the things that we'd actually said, and some of it was pretty like suggestive of quite strong interest. They sound overprotective slightly, yeah, definitely. I think my dad's not really bad. It's probably her, and he's just kind of trying to. It was always like that. I mean, because he's with her, he kind of just has to go along with what she says. It seems like she's more of like the boss of the household than him, even though he comes across quite a kind of strong guy. But when he's with her, it's like he sees her as like the authority, and I'm like. I never really liked living at that house because I'm like, she seemed to like overreact over things. Like I'd leave a little bit of a mess and she would just freak out over it. And it's like, I don't know. It's like, can't be arsed with that shit. It's just not worth the stress. So it's good that I moved out from there, really. Because it wasn't good. It's like literally when it was in the COVID times and she was like being all kind of strict with me about like where I'm going and shit like that. And it's like, oh, well, so I would sometimes secretly go into a shop or whatever, and it's like, but then she was saying, oh, you can't go to the shop on your own, it's still COVID times and all that. It's like, what are you on about? Like, why are you bothered? Like, nobody's gonna say anything, nobody knows that, and it's like, it's not like I'm gonna get arrested or some shit. It's like, yeah. I mean, a little bit, but it was more I got into this like independent living thing for a while. It was actually them that helped me with that actually, but the parents would help me get into the supported living. But it was actually I had a social worker thing, and it was just I can't be asked with these kind of people because it's like they don't really actually care about you. They just kind of they'll only do anything when there's some kind of safeguarding or whatever, and then they're like forced to like intervene or whatever. They're completely fucking useless, these people. I can't fucking stand it. It's just yeah. Anyway, but yeah, how are you, Mark? Anyway, I hope all is well. You going live tonight? But yeah, it's just I don't know. It's like I want to just stay positive and all that, but it's like just shit going on all the time where it's like I just want things to finally just kind of go smooth and all that. But I felt pretty good today, you know. Been out, but it wasn't ideal. Like there's still been quite a bit of wind, and it was blowing my tip thing away, so it was like kind of annoying, really. It was a bit of a pest, really, but it's calmed down somewhat from yesterday, though. It was really bad yesterday with the storm Owen, I think it is. That was like really bad yesterday. Hello, Sprout X Cosmo. Welcome in. Make sure you like the live. So yeah, share the live if you can, guys. What do you mean I'm back like the fifth time? What do you mean the fifth time coming to my live or something? So what's going on with Mark just saying hi, and then just like what's going on when people do that and then they just don't say anything or something, or maybe they're busy, I don't know, but anyway, but yeah, I'm probably gonna restart in a minute. Not a lot of people coming in here, is there? Yeah. Oh, hello, Jerry. I went busking today. Yeah, did you go busking today? Yeah. I almost don't understand, okay. Did you go busking today? But yeah, guess what? My fucking dad rang me up. Well, he kept trying to ring me up today, right? Whilst I was busking, I was like, I can't ring you right now because I'm busking. I was saying I can't ring you, I'm busy. Hello, Jackson, how you doing? Oh, that's brilliant. I'm pleased to hear. Oh, thank you. Yeah, your leads are, how much did you make today? I made about 25 quid today. So yeah, it was pretty decent, I guess, but it was actually going slow for the first hour or so. And then the donations started to come in a lot quicker. I guess it depends on what songs you're doing and stuff. I found certain song choices maybe do better than others. Might be good experimenting with different ones and see what does the best. But the thing is, I wanted to do some of the stuff I like doing, because it's like sometimes I feel like I'm trying to pander to an audience, and that can feel a bit kind of like soulless in a sense. It's like you don't want to ever feel like you're just pandering. You gotta find stuff you actually enjoy. So, but yeah, it's just. So say my dad was like trying to ring, and I was like, I can't ring you right now, I'm busy. And then he says, I know, get home before you get arrested. I'm like, what you on about? I'm not gonna get arrested. So because I was ringing back, he's like, I'm not gonna get arrested, because yeah, I'm just you know, and he says, oh, you need a license. I'm like, no, you don't. And he's like saying something like, it's only down and out people that do that. And then he was saying, oh, well, what about all this, you know, buying free food, you know, getting free food online? I'm like, it's like, I'm thinking, and then I just ended up like cutting the call off, because I'm like, what's it got to do with you? Like, and it's like, it says, what's this all about? It's like, and I'm thinking like, what's it got to do with you? I'm nearly 30 years old. You wouldn't have been arrested at all. I know. It's just ridiculous. It's like he doesn't even know that you don't even need a license here. Most places you don't even need a license. You do in parts of London, I know that, but most places in the UK you do not need a license. There is guidelines and stuff you have to follow, like you have to do it in certain spaces and stuff like that. But all right, well, you go away then, Sprout X, because you don't have to be here. But so yeah, it's just I don't know. It's like what are they doing? I think it's her that's been saying shit like that to him, and then getting him to call me. It's like, what are you doing? Like, it's so like irrational. Like, why are they so paranoid like about me? It's like, just let me be an adult. Like, nothing has ever happened, so just relax, you know. I'm fine. Like, I'll stay okay then. It's got nothing to do with you, him, or a fully grown adult. I wouldn't take much notice. They must have seen you in York, maybe. Well, somebody did. And I'm thinking to myself, well, it's maybe someone's fucking snitched. And I was like, who the fuck seen me in York? Because I'm like, well, why didn't they stop by and say hello or something, you know? So it's because obviously they're like, they must have seen me, and it's like, and then I was talking with a mate earlier, and he said, well, maybe they were driving past. And I'm like, no, you don't really get cars going up there, down that street in York. Like, you don't really get cars going up there. So it must have been someone walking past, and I'm thinking, why didn't they fucking stop by then and say hello, you know? So they just go and fucking like, you know, tell on me, snitch on me to them, and they didn't even fucking like, someone has told your father you was out, definitely. Yeah. So it's like, who the hell's told them? Because what I'm more pissed off about is that someone's gone and told them, and they haven't even come and spoke to me or anything. They haven't said, oh, you know, it's nice to see you out here doing your thing. It's like they just go and fucking tell them. It's like, who the fuck is this then? I didn't actually ask them, but what's it got to do with them? Like, why are they going and telling them? They don't even come talk to me. You know? Yeah, exactly. If they think there's something like off with it, then come fucking talk to me then. Why are you going fucking talking to my family? It's got nothing to do with them. If you see me and you're concerned, whatever, then come talk to me. Are you that fucking scared or some shit? Like, I mean, they could just be like, excuse me, I'm just like, I'm just like, I know your dad, and, you know, maybe you, yeah, I don't know, like what. Even if it were the last one, I would still be here. Oh really? Oh well. Oh thank you. But I just found that's just really disrespectful. Whoever did that, they should have like come up to me, because if it was someone that knew them, then it's like, and unless they did stop buying through money in, but then I didn't really see them. But I'm pretty sure I saw everybody that's tipped me. So, but you thought they would have stopped by for a second, whoever it was, to talk to me. But it's like, who knows my dad, who's told them. I don't know if it's anything to do with my support team or whatever, but they should have like come up to me then and said something to me, like, instead of going to my family. I'm actually in shock about this, to be fair. You have been let down massively. I'm sorry you have experienced this. Please don't let it put you off busking. I won't do. If anything, it's just making me more fucking determined to do it, because I'm like, just to prove these people wrong, that it's like, well, no, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna double down on it. And be like, look, I can make fucking bank doing this shit, you know? And I was happy, you know. It was a bit cold and all that, but I had a good time actually. And I'm like looking forward to traveling around and doing it. I want to do it in different places, different cities. I do Leeds, Manchester, and some different cities and stuff. So you gotta just kind of like, instead of being like, oh, put it, you know, let it put you off doing it, and then you just, instead of that, then you be like, well, you know, like, fuck them, I'm just gonna do it even more then, you know? I just swear, well, you know, it's the 21st century, welcome to the 21st century. Swear words are part of, like, the lingo now, so, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That word is, you know, that's just something that you hear nowadays. I'd love to collaborate with you one day and you keep all the money we make. I don't want to do that because that doesn't seem right to me. Because I'm like, if you're doing that, I don't really want to feel like I'm taking your money away from me, and it's like, that doesn't feel right to me. Like, that just makes me feel like a parasite. Then, you know, I'm not like that kind of person that doesn't sit well with me. So yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to like collaborate, I guess. It's just I don't know how we'd do it though, because I have unless you have a way of kind of like doing it to the songs or whatever, like, and then I do the karaoke and then you somehow kind of do the tune over it, if you know how to do it, I guess. But I don't know. Yeah, I want to forget the new virus. No, this is fucking new virus. I don't even pay attention to any of that shit. I don't pay attention to the news. It's probably just a bunch of fear-mongering nonsense, really. Maybe one day, yeah, it'd be cool. So I will be trying to do Leeds at some point soon, and I'll be doing other cities as well. Just want to travel around, and I can maybe meet up with some of my fans as well. So, do you mainly do karaoke? Yeah, I do like songs like on my phone. So I have a Bluetooth speaker, and then I Bluetooth it to my phone, and I put up like on YouTube. So what I do is I use the Brave browser, which is like, you don't have ads on there, so I can just like get it up on there without all the ads that are quite intrusive and just like kind of annoying. So it makes it a bit more smooth now that I started using that. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. It's just that I guess if people stop kind of letting these viruses get to them and be like, then they can't have power over you if nobody really cares that much. It's like, unless it's some really deadly thing like a fucking smallpox or some shit, or fucking what else, like plague or some shit like that, you know, then I don't really care. Like, it's like, unless you're someone who's like immune or compromised or whatever, then it's, most of these things are probably not really going to be that much to worry about. At least you know now, if you do go off and do it as a permanent thing, you'll have to go around it a certain way regarding telling your dad and stepmom. Yeah, how am I going to do that though? Because if they're freaking out over just me doing busking and things like that, then imagine what there would be around me going living like a nomad. Like, what is that? Yeah, like what would I do? Like, what? I don't know. I'd probably just have to kind of, I don't know, where I'd just tell them last minute or something and just be like, they're like, oh yeah, he's going now. It's too late because they can't stop me. I don't know. I'd be like, kind of like that meme where it's like, bye, have a nice time. And I'm just like gone, and I'm just like, I don't know. Part of me just wants to leave this country and just go to like the Philippines or something like that. Just leave this fucking shit all behind. I mean, I know it's shit there as well in a way, but I feel like that it'd be more suited to my lifestyle and all that. And once I've got a certain established following, I could just move there. I could, in fact, it might be a good place to go meet a wife or something. I've heard that they're actually quite, you can get a good traditional wife in some of these countries where they actually love and respect their husbands and all that, and they do a lot for them. So, I don't know, you probably won't get as much of the mind games and stuff, so maybe that would be better in the long run. So, and I think people would love to see me do content like that, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's something I should do. Because that's something I was planning on doing a while ago, but I've been wanting to do this travel in the UK first. So what I might do is just travel the UK through the summer months, and then maybe when it starts getting cold and miserable, I'll just kind of see if I can go to one of these other countries. Because you can live off like not so much money in somewhere like Thailand, Philippines, countries like that. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but if you can get an online income, then you can do well. Hello, Sparky, how you doing? Oh, it's a new account. All right, okay. Welcome in anyway. Hope all is well with you. So yeah, yeah. I just wanted to like let you know about that Abby person. That yeah, she's that because I was talking to her a while ago, and she's got a partner. And looking back at the messages, and she was like really we would like flirt with each other, and it just shows like what she was doing. And I could literally go through all the messages if I had the WhatsApp thing on my phone. And it was like, why you, and I'm like, it's like, and then she would say to me, we can only be friends and all that. And I'm like, but why are you talking to me then? So, yeah, I don't know. It just really kind of like, it just fucks with my head really. Shit like this, so maybe it's best for me to make a fresh start. Get away from the West. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe then I can just forget about all the nonsense here. But like I said, nowhere's perfect. So I just don't know what to do really. I'm just kind of like, because part of me wants to like, flee to like somewhere in the East. And then I'll be like way away from family as well. And yeah. Hello, Lubor. Hope you're well. Maybe you could make red pill videos. You have a voice that can be listened to. I do talk a bit about like that. I don't really agree with all the points of red pill, but I do see some of the points that they make, like, because I think that like men should just stop being kind of like weak and just like putting up with this BS, like spending loads of money on first dates and shit like that, and just being yeah, it's just absolutely just like I don't know, it's just shit's messed up now, and I've seen some stuff firsthand, like I said with this crazy woman that I was like with like a few months ago. And she was just like really, she was like from Sweden. I was supposedly going to go and meet her, but she was just this kind of like psychopath, and it's just, I don't know, you just got to be careful of this shit, because it can really just like, if the wrong person is affected, it can really fuck them up, and it can push people over the edge. So yeah, but I don't know, is it time to maybe leave the West behind? I don't know, because there's a lot of guys moving over to the East and they're happy there. They found the love of their life, and it's genuine, and it's, I mean, of course, yeah, you could say, well, it's transactional and all that, but the thing is a lot of the time they'll actually get a good deal. Like they'll pay for their they'll pay for their rent and all that, and they'll pay when they go out for meals or shit, whatever. But they actually get they actually cook them food and stuff. They'll actually wash all their clothes, all that kind of shit, and you treat like a king. You can live like a king because your money goes a lot further, and it's like, it seems like it could be a much better deal for some guys, but of course can be negatives as well. You got to weigh up whether it's worth it, but I mean the weather's probably going to be a lot better over there, unless you can't deal with the humidity. I've heard it's going to get really humid in some of those countries, but maybe that's something that if you can deal with it, then at least you'll have probably more sunshine. All right, you take care, man. At least you'll get more sunshine on average. This country is just dull for the most part. I don't know. Yeah, I'm okay, Sprout. Yeah, I'm going to restart in a minute. Hello, Eddie. Good to see you again. Yeah. You've been live streaming for 52 minutes. Yeah, we'll be starting up a new one to reset it, basically, because I think it's not really getting pushed out that much. It seems like whenever I do like a shirtless workout stream, then that one will get pushed out. That's for sure. Yeah. I love when I hear on my phone and then on my tablet, lol. What do you mean? Eddie says, how are you feeling today? I'm okay, thank you. I've been out busking today, but I was just having a bit of a rant about something that happened, but for the most part it's been alright, and I enjoyed it. Had some people interacting with it. It was quite fun, like people singing along at times, and yeah. So fuck everybody who's like, if someone says, oh, like, why are you doing this? It's only down and out people that do that. It's like, well, that's just their opinion. It's like, because some people have this thing of it being like begging. It's like, no, it's not. Like, people can choose to do it. You're not trying to force people to leave tips. It's like, yeah, it's encouraged, but it's not forced. Might as well make the most of it. Yeah, exactly. It's like, if you've got talents, like I said on the last video, if you've got talents, make the most of it. People are just like, have a lot of wasted potential. A lot of people don't believe in themselves, and they have all these naysayers in their ear trying to tell them to get a real job, blah, blah, blah. Just like, just shut the fuck up. Like, no one cares about your lame-ass opinion. Who on earth says it's for down and out people? That's what my dad was saying, but I don't know if that's him saying that, or whether that's, I don't know whether he actually thinks that, or whether it's just because that's what my stepmother thinks and she's putting ideas in his head. I don't know. Like what? Because I think that my stepmother has something to do with it. What? It's like, why is, like, and who was it that saw me? It's like, if you saw me performing, why didn't you say something? If someone else saw me, why didn't they say something? That's what pissed me off. I'm like, who the fuck's snitching on me? Like, what's it got to do with anybody that I'm out there performing? Because my dad was like, oh, it's, you can't be doing that. You need a license. I'm like, no, I don't. I've done it loads of times. But then he's like, oh, well, you've been doing this, like, getting free food off this app. And I'm like, thinking, what's the fuck's it got to do with you? I ended up just, like, cutting the phone call off because I'm like, it was starting to get really frustrating. And I'm like, because I'm doing my thing right. And he's like, interrupting my shit. And I'm like, I don't need to answer to you. I'm like, I'm a grown-ass adult. And I can do as I please. I have my own, I'm responsible for my own destiny. So stop treating me like a fucking kid. It really is patronizing. I think you might have been spotted by someone else and they have reported back to you, perhaps. That's what pisses me off, though. Whoever spotted me, why didn't they just come and hang out? Because, you know, I mean, unless they were, like, too busy or whatever, but I'm like, surely you can't just be, like, too busy to just stop by for a second and just say hello or something. Like, to me, that's just disrespectful, that. If you're just, like, going and snitching on me without even, like, coming and saying hello to me or anything like that. You could have just come and, like, said, hey, you know, good to see you out, you know, enjoying yourself out in the, you know, like, sunny weather with busking, and just, like, good luck to you and all that. And that's what they could have done, you know? What the fuck is wrong with people? Fuck me. Anyway, I'm going to restart, guys, so I'll be back in a second.